to a lot of bad places. Although I wouldn't have always seen it like that. When I was in the early years of alcoholism, or certainly on the way to becoming an alcoholic, it posed a lot of fun for me, and it gave me a confidence that I didn't have when I wasn't drinking. So I found alcohol could take me in that sense. It would give me the power, if you like, to go places, talk to the girl even. I needed alcohol. For me, today, like, looking at it, I mean, someone said hindsight's a beautiful thing. Just looking at it in hindsight, I was well on the way to becoming an active alcoholic. My mind was that of an alcoholic as well, and that most of my thinking had begun to become alcoholic thinking. I was late for hospital appointments on many occasions. I remember one particular occasion when my wife at the time had gone into hospital to have her child. And I went out to celebrate. I never realized or remembered the last time I drank or what happened. I never seem to be able to call it to memory. You know, the things that went wrong. And so I indulged time and time again. If I did think of it, I'd think, well, it would be different this time. But it never was. It got, I would say, progressively worse as the years went on. It took my wife away from me. It brought me to a country I really didn't want to be in. It brought me to Britain for 7 years. And I had more trouble with alcohol in Britain. You know, it brought me to places in England that I didn't want to go to. I remember things like looking for rent money or to be able to buy drink. So I was doing things that I never dreamt I would do. Almost everything that would have been against my moral code went out the window. I was a real case, I suppose, to coin what you call, well, a real case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's really the way alcohol is. Most people that I would be close to, or have been close to, would say I'm a really okay guy, except when I drink. When I drink, I do things that I wouldn't normally do. I go to places I wouldn't normally go to. And I do things that can get me into no end of trouble, including prison sentence a number of times because of alcohol.
What kind of alcohol were you drinking? Were you a beer drinker, or would you touch anything stronger, or did it matter really what you drank?
My poor mother had an issue, who was an alcoholic by her own admission and died an alcoholic, used to say to me, Jack, you drink it up a scabby leg. And I would. I drink anything. I started off, I suppose, drinking cider. Like most of the kids around my block at the time would have drank. We were only about 13. But there was a pub who was willing to look the other way and was willing to share us if we went into the smoke, as it was called, the room attached onto the main part of the pub. Most of the women would have used it one time. But if you went in there, you could get cider. Perhaps you'd be a pint of sweets as well. You could always get a flagon or two to take away. So you drink that before you go for that. At least I would. When I started drinking in public houses at about 17 or 18, I was getting away with it because I was with my mother. And like I said, I kind of started to do most of my drinking in pubs at that stage. I would always be hanging back for another drink while the lads were getting up and going on to the dance, and I was meant to be going with them. But the next point, I was always going after the next point, and sometimes I wouldn't get to the dance, or if I did, I'd be thrown back out after I played in because I done some things you just don't do in a dance floor, like vomiting all over the young lady. I just wasn't good enough in the dance hall with alcohol. That would have been a little before I graduated. In a sense, I use that word. I graduated to street drinking, which is not to say, again in hindsight, that everybody who drinks on the street is an alcoholic. It's not. A lot of people end up on the street because of alcohol, or they get into alcohol after they become homeless. That is another scenario. that's played out. With me, it was as I was on the way to becoming homeless, and my father had died, and my mother was meant to be looking after me and the home, but she didn't. She took over the house and brought a lot of itinerant people back, because she was a traveller herself. She married a separate person, but she brought a lot of travelling people back to the flat, where I had begun to go with them and my mother around the streets of Dublin, begging and drinking alcohol. So that was the progression. Everything that I knew that had any stability about my life was surely and quickly going out the window. I was living with people now, travellers, who wouldn't accept me as a traveller, although my mother was one, but I was brought up by my father. And now the friends I'd grown up with, the settled friends, would no longer accept me as a settled person, because I'd be hanging around with travellers all the time. I remember one great old friend of mine who said, "Jack, I'm sorry, but my mum has told me I'm not to talk to you, I'm not to speak to you." And it was because my mother was taking these people back to the flat to sleep there and to drink there all night, and herself along with them. And as a result, I became homeless. She paid no rent, couldn't or wouldn't. She was alcoholic. We lost the home, and I became homeless as a young 17-year-old on the streets of Dublin.